Construction workers have a hard job, but thanks to technology, it can be a lot easier than before. There are now all kinds of different inventions that workers can use to make their lives easier. For them make the finished product a whole lot better. From a machine that can weld any surface automatically to a Viking arm that can lift up any heavy object. Here are 7 most genius construction inventions and tools. Usual links to all gadgets are in the description below. Number 7. Geostar LQS. Welding is one of the most essential and precise parts of any construction job. Usually welding will require a specialist who has trained for years to do the job, and as with most manual work, it can be quite inaccurate. However, this one company came up with the perfect tool to weld large surfaces automatically. The Geostar LQS just needs to be placed in an area that needs welding, told what direction it needs to go in, and it'll automatically start welding that surface without any hiccups at all. It's also incredibly easy to use. You can use the on-screen controls on the device, and you can just use this companion smartphone app and make all the adjustments you need to. It's extremely efficient and time-saving work that would normally take hours can be completed within minutes of you turning the machine on. It has the chance of completely changing the construction industry. Number 6. Mirror HDVL71. Have you ever tried to screw a plank into the floor with just a hammer and a nail, or even using a drill? If you have, then you probably know why it's impossible to do it yourself. And even with the fancy machines that construction workers bring along, even they can't get it right from time to time. But now with the Mirror HDVL71, doing so has never been easier. The Mirror HDVL71 is a heavy-duty driver that can drive screws of up to 4 inches into any kind of surface you can think of continuously. It has a magazine that can hold up to 100 screws, so all you need to do is move the machine, press a button or two, and let it do the rest of the work for you. This machine can really make your own life or the life of a construction worker a lot easier. It can be used in all sorts of different ways. Number 5. Multiple-Spindle. Attachment 5. You don't know pain until you've had to remove a nut out of some car tires. These nuts are meant to be extremely sturdy. They were screwed in by a machine after all, and removing them in a manual way, even if it's with the help of a tool, is extremely difficult, especially if a tire is new. With the Multiple-Spindle Attachment 5, it's easier to remove nuts from tires than ever before. This is a machine that you can attach to any standard car tire with 5 holes for each nut. All you have to do is match the nuts and it'll automatically screw them out for you. You literally have to put in no effort at all doing this. Normally could possibly even pull a muscle, but with this it's just so easy that you won't even think of doing the manual weight ever again. Number 4. Stir whip. One thing that many people seem to underestimate about construction is just how much stirring is involved. You have to stir paint and all kinds of other compounds, and it can make a massive mess all around you. Usually you stir these compounds in with a drill, and it's never even completely stirred. However, with a stir whip drill attachment, you don't even have to open a paint canister. This attachment has blades that can easily bend and squeeze into paint cans with a tiny opening. It also moves in a special way that makes sure the compounds in the corner of the cans are also properly stirred within a can. Makes no mess whatsoever either. It doesn't matter how thick or thin the compound is, because this thing can handle almost anything. Number 3. Rodia Cut Pro. Sometimes your regular old drill just won't cut it. While it's pretty easy to make small drill holes across any kind of wall, what if you need a precise circular drill hole that could potentially fit a pipe or any other kind of thing inside it? One of the best ways to do so is by using the Rodia Cut Pro drill system. Setting it up can take a while, but this isn't just any other drill machine. This drill can pretty much pierce through any kind of wall, even one that's made of rocks that would normally shatter if you tried something like this on that. Just set your mark and set the machine up to point toward that mark. It's a little slow, but it manages to make the most perfect large holes you can imagine without damaging the wall in the slightest. Number 2. Wall saw is 170. There are a lot of wall saws you can buy that will cut through brick, concrete, and wood to make holes in your wall, but there's one problem with almost all of them. They suck seriously. They always do an extremely messy job, and that's because these saws aren't designed to cut walls. They're designed to cut planks and other light objects. The wall saw is 170 is made for walls of all kinds. It also has a specially designed blade that makes sure you get the most accuracy you can ask for. It makes an extremely clean cut, barely leaves behind any residue, and never damages the wall it's cutting into. This isn't just convenient for construction workers, but also for people sitting at home who want to do some DIY jobs. It's extremely easy to handle, and it does the main job better than any tool out there. Number 1. RigidSEE Snake, and that's exactly why this one company invented the RigidSEE Snake. This is a thin wire with a camera attached at the end along with a flashlight. With this device you could just stick the wire into tiny holes and get a full view of what's inside. It's incredibly convenient and it can let you get a closer look into what may be wrong with something without having to tear it apart. On top of that, it doesn't just record the video, it shows the video live on the remote control. The flashlight also helps in making sure you actually see what's going on. Alright, comment below which of these tools impressed you the most. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Gadgets Features.